Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of theresellermindset.com. And today I want to talk to you about, is AI reselling a fad? Now, this is a big topic, and it's been a topic for a few years, been rumblings about it, but now there's more and more software coming out and apps and things that are directly creating your listing as a reseller. There's been apps for years that will source things for you and find arbitrage opportunities and things like that from one website to another. But we're talking now about AI essentially taking over your reselling business, the main part of it, which is the listing. Because if you don't create the listing, it doesn't matter how many good items you have. If they're not listed, nobody's going to buy them. And so there's a lot of software coming to market now that will create listings for you. Now, I tried one of them years ago. I'm not going to mention any of the names of any of these AI different apps and things because there's going to be an influx of these coming up. And so I don't want to name a few and then people say, well, he didn't mention these new ones, so they must be great, because I don't know. I can't vouch for any of them that I haven't used. And to be transparent, I've invested in AI companies. I have done multiple consultations for the big AI companies you know of and help with programming of algorithms and things like that. So I'm not against AI. I'm not one of these people like, oh, no, it's going to take over. I think in many cases, the kind of jobs AI is going to take over is a good thing. People shouldn't be wasting their time in those endeavors. But that's a whole other issue. AI is here, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. It's here and is going to be more and more implemented in people's reselling businesses. The current state of the AI software that will create a listing for you, just upload some images, it creates listings for you, is not good. Tragically, there are people putting their names out there and their reputations out there on software that is terrible. And they're showing how it works, and maybe what they're showing isn't really true, because when actual real people are testing it out, it doesn't work anywhere near as well as it does when the company is claiming it's doing it just from scratch. There's even one AI app that came out that supposedly did listings for you. You uploaded your images to their server, and the next day they would have your listings batch created. There was no AI involved at all. There was a team of people overseas who created the listings for you. That's why it wasn't instantaneous, because it wasn't really AI. Now, there may be more of that kind of thing coming along, and that's probably actually not bad, because if those people are good at what they do, it'll create the listings and they'll be very well done and should perform well. The current state of the ones that are actually real AI, which some of them is questionable, is not great. They make more mistakes, and I've had numerous people tell me that it makes more mistakes and takes longer to fix the mistakes than it does just to create a listing by selling similar. I reached out to one of the companies, asked if they had a trial. I would have paid for it. I'm talking about a free trial or anything. I just want to see, let me try 5 or 10 listings. I'll pay for whatever it costs, Nope, we can't do that. Now, I know why they couldn't do it, because from all the actual users of it were telling me how bad it performed, how poorly it performed, how it got things so wrong, it messed up things. It did some things right, no question about it, but it was not ready to actually be in actual use as a listing partner for you. Now, eBay is already working on, has internally software that does this. You upload your pictures to eBay, it automatically starts creating the listing for you and fills out item specifics and does all that for you. eBay already has that. That is where I eventually see this actually going, because there's all these people rolling out AI software to create your listings for you, and they're rolling it out unfinished because they're just trying to make a cash grab, I think. In some cases, maybe they legitimately think it's good. I don't know. But eBay is about to release. Now, I don't know when, but they already have AI for a description, and they're about to release, because they've been working on it. This is not some hidden thing nobody knows about. It's publicly known that they've been working on integrating AI into the actual listing creation software part of eBay. And so when you start to create a listing, you upload your images, it will create the listing for you. And I guarantee you that is going to be better than the current AI implementation we see in the market right now. I'm not telling you not to use the AI software that's currently available. Maybe it'll work perfectly for you. But I don't see any that work very well. I don't see any that perform better than having a human being who knows something do it for you and create the listing in a professional way. there's just too many variables and the AI is just not there yet. The databases they have are not good enough. The algorithms are poorly designed. It's just not there. Now, some of those will improve greatly very quickly just by the massive amounts of data being pumped into them. But I think many of those will go by the wayside pretty quickly, especially when eBay starts to launch their AI listing creator, implement it into their listing form as it is. That's going to be a massive game changer. Now, as for other platforms, some of them are already doing this, some other marketplaces, but the main thing I want to talk about is you as a reseller need to not always be running to the latest, easiest thing to get out of doing some work. Listen, I get it. I don't know anyone that really likes creating listings. It's not an enjoyable process. It's not bad, but it's not fun. Going and finding the item, that's a lot more fun. And sometimes taking pictures is even more fun. But listing, no. But it's part of your business. And you need to do it well. And you need to be very exceptional at it because you don't even know if you're not good enough, especially if you're new. But many people aren't new. They've been doing it for decades and they're still not good. If you're not an expert at what you're doing in creating a listing, you can let this AI software create bad listings for you, and you're not even going to know that they're bad because you never were an expert. You cannot rush into the easiest way out, the laziest way, the lazy man's way of doing something, and not get bad results. It doesn't work out long term. You need to have the mindset of being diligent, of being someone who does what they're supposed to do, being someone who makes some sacrifices sometimes. But if you do that, the reselling business is so beautiful in this regard. First thing, it's easy. It can ramp up and be very difficult. I get that. I know that position. I'm speaking from experience. But for most people and the goals they have for reselling, it's very easy. It's a matter of you just implementing day in and day out, being consistent, and doing the hard work, doing the listing work that many times you don't want to do, but it is better than the alternative of letting your items sit in a pile and calling it a death pile. You need to get your items listed. First and foremost, before that even, you need to find good, high quality items that people actually desire. So then you get them listed, they sell quickly. Because there's no benefit of creating a bunch of listings if nobody wants the item, or if it's going to take 5 years to sell. But once you've got that good quality item, you get it listed quickly. A rule that I made for myself that has a few little conditions and exceptions to the rule is that I list every item that I get within 24 hours. The exception is if I get a big bulk lot, I've gotten trailer loads full of books before. I can't list those all in 24 hours. The rule's not in place to make me fail. The rule's in place to make me get stuff listed so I do not do like so many resellers do, where they buy a bunch of stuff, they put in a pile, they list a few good items here and there, and then they go buy some more the next day. And they put some of that in the pile and they list a few of those. That is not a way to run your business. You just get a big, huge death pile and you don't get things listed in the proper manner and get them going. AI could be beneficial for people who are doing that. But the problem is, like I mentioned, it is not ready for prime time. There's none that I've seen. I've seen a number of them, including the fake one that was claiming to be AI, and it was just people overseas who would create the listings for you. That was actually not bad. It just wasn't cost effective, but it was not AI either. It just claimed to be AI. The point is, I want you to be productive and useful and active in your business. I do not want you to be seeking the lazy way out, because the lazy way out often leads to failure. Now, if AI comes around, especially when eBay launches their listing creator, that could be very good for you. That could be a great blessing and a benefit. I'm not telling you to just take the hardest way. Absolutely not. I tell you to work hard and smart. But you do need to work hard. And you do need to become an expert at what you're doing, because otherwise you're going to be taken by these AI fads that aren't even good. Some of them aren't even real AI at all. And it's overhyped, and it's going to lead to you having problems because you're going to be creating listings that have bad data, that have bad item specifics, that literally cause you to have more returns and cause you to lose more money. And in many cases, you're wasting more time tweaking and fixing the listings that the AI is creating poorly than just listing the item yourself by hand. So my friend, AI is not a fad. It is going to absolutely be implemented more and more in reselling as the years go on. But right now where it stands, and before eBay releases their version, There is no real good option right here and now. Now that could change. That could change next week. I'm not saying it never will happen, but I do think that it will not change quickly enough before eBay implements theirs, because they've been doing this for over a year now, I think a couple years now. And the reason they haven't launched it, because people have been wondering why eBay's not releasing their AI lister yet. And the reason is because they're perfecting it. They don't want to launch the garbage like a lot of these people are launching that's not working, or that's not even real AI. They want it to actually be working and able to be used by the average person, and not create more time wasting by people having to go and fix all the errors the AI creates in making a listing that actually takes more time than just making the listing by scratch. And my friend, I just want to leave you with this last part too. If there's any AI software of anything coming out that won't give you a trial, or even if it's only a few listings or something like that, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a bunch. But if they are too ashamed, they just want you to immediately buy into their software without giving you a chance to actually test it and see it actually implemented with the items you sell, I would not buy into that at all. I just can't trust that. There's a reason why they want you to pay, and they don't want to give you any kind of trial or let you test it out. Because in my opinion, it's because they know it's not ready for prime time, and nobody would use it if they went through a trial, because they would immediately see it doesn't work properly, it wastes their time, and they would run away from it. So be wise, use some common sense. Places that have nothing to be ashamed of, places that have nothing to hide, have no problem giving you a trial. If they're running away from that, now I get if they can't implement it now, maybe the software is not good, but they could add to your account 5 listings, credits, or whatever, they could do something. The fact they won't tells you a lot. I think that alone would tell you everything you need to know about that particular AI software. And there's a lot of it out there, and a lot of it's not very good. None of it's good yet, or at least ready to replace an actual lister in your business. So be wise, use AI as it comes about and actually works properly, but don't allow it to replace you being an expert in your business and you doing the things you need to do to become the greatest success in your reselling business. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.